What's up guys, Miss Pass here, back with another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes commentary video, and today I am super excited to be bringing you guys some very awesome gameplay footage and character reveal for two new characters coming to the game, veteran smuggler Han Solo and Chewbacca. That's right, the infamous duo from Episode 7, better late than never. Han Solo and Chewbacca are coming to the game. That's right, I am very excited to be bringing you guys this gameplay footage. First off, Han Solo is one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars universe, so while everybody else in the game is probably rolling their eyes dramatically going, really? Do we need a fourth Han Solo in the game? I mean, we just got the Hoth Han Solo like last week, so what's going on with this, right? Actually, I think this is pretty cool that, even though Episode 7 was long gone, it's been a long time, I think it's really cool that we're actually going to see these guys in-game, which is really cool, especially since, obviously, this Han Solo is not going to be in Episode 8. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Episode 7, he dies. So, I think it's kind of cool that we do get this fourth Han Solo, and this is the fourth version of Han Solo that we get, so really cool on CG's part for bringing an iconic Han Solo into the game. And unfortunately, we've all been asking for a Rebel Chewbacca to go with our OG Han Solo that we get from the Rancor raid, but we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for that one because both of these guys wear only the Scoundrel and Light Side tags. They are not Resistance, nor are they Rebels. So that is definitely something to keep in mind when you are building a squad around these guys. So naturally, they work very well with other Scoundrels, Boba Fett being an incredible lead, as you can see from this gameplay footage. Chewbacca busting out 37,000 damage crits with offense up. You've got Han Solo whipping out just insane damage. And I want to go over both of their abilities here real quick for you guys. So before we get to the abilities, I do want to throw out the disclaimer that all of this gameplay is beta access footage that was recorded for me at CG and then sent to me. I don't want what happened with territory battles to happen again with this. So if any of these numbers change between now and when these guys actually find their way into the game, that's why. It's a beta access build, so yeah. Let's jump right into the attacks here, the abilities of Han Solo. First, his basic attack is True Shot, and it deals physical damage to a target enemy with a 50% chance to attack again. This chance is doubled if the target is debuffed, and he inflicts stagger for 2 turns if he attacks twice. His special ability is called Can I Try That? And if you remember from Episode 7, that's why he pulls out the Bowcaster. That's right, he pulls out Chewbacca's Bowcaster to do some massive AoE damage to all enemies, stuns the primary target for 1 turn with an 80% chance to inflict ability block, obviously resistible, on all enemies for 1 turn. That is a 3-turn cooldown, and that is a pretty wicked AoE, as you've seen from this gameplay footage. His unique ability, Partner in Crime. Han has a 25% critical chance and 50% health steal. When veteran smuggler Chewbacca takes damage, Han gains 20% crit damage, stacking until he scores a critical hit. That means that if he goes 5 turns without landing a critical hit, he is going to be stacking up the crit damage insanely as long as smuggler Chewbacca is taking damage. When veteran smuggler Chewbacca is defeated, Han gains 100% turn meter, his cooldowns are reset, and he takes an additional turn after his next turn. That's a crazy unique ability. And his other unique ability, Swindle. Whenever an enemy gains a buff, Han gains 25% counter chance, stacking until the end of his next turn. Whenever Han gains a debuff, he gains plus 50% stacking until the end of his next turn. Whenever Han gains any status effect, he gains 50 armor penetration, again stacking until the end of his next turn. So basically, as long as buffs and debuffs are getting tossed all over the place, specifically on Han, and the enemies gaining buffs, he is going to just keep gaining stats until the end of his next turn. So that's why you see some of his abilities just whipping out crazy, crazy damage. Jumping right into Veteran Smuggler Chewbacca and his abilities, his first ability is Explosive Bolts. That's his basic attack, and it deals physical damage to a target enemy with an 80% chance to daze them for 2 turns. Daze is equally as awesome as Stagger. His special ability, Furious Blow, and that's the one that you saw doing almost 37,000 damage at the beginning of this video. It deals physical damage to a target enemy, dispels all buffs on them, and stuns them for 1 turn. It inflicts speed down on all enemies for 2 turns. That's awesome. Just right there for the stun. The inflicting speed down on all enemies right there is just overkill, but the dispelling all buffs and stunning is wicked awesome. His unique ability, Partner in Crime, reads exactly, well, yeah, I think it pretty much exactly the same way as Han Solo's does. Chewbacca has 25% critical chance and plus 50% health steal. Whenever Veteran Smuggler Han Solo takes damage, Chewbacca gains plus 20% crit damage, stacking until he scores a critical hit. And when Veteran Smuggler Han Solo is defeated, Chewbacca gains 100% turn meter, his cooldowns are reset, and he takes an additional turn after his next turn. So pretty much apples to apples, exactly the same as Veteran Han Solo's, which makes sense. Partner in crime, sharing unique abilities. Very, very cool. Good synergy. I like it. Unique ability, Let the Wookiee Win. I love it. At the start of each enemy turn, Chewbacca gains plus 12% offense, stacking until he uses 2 abilities. Not near as complex as Veteran Han Solo's other unique ability, Swindler, but it's still very, very awesome. That 12% offense at the start of each enemy turn, which means he is just going to punish, literally punish enemies who are lightning fast. So all of you guys who are in a crazy arena shard with people who have plus 100 speed on all of their enemies, if you run an even moderately fast, even a not even lightning fast or even super slow Chewbacca, he is just going to just keep on piling on the offense. And then not to mention, if Veteran Han Solo is taking damage, his crit damage is getting stacked up until he scores a critical hit. It's just, that's where you get that 37,000 crit, right? So that Chewbacca has the potential to really, really lay down the hurt and punish your enemies. One of the first thing that comes to mind here is in territory battles. I know that all of you guys doing territory battles have seen those times where you've got 3 or 4 of those snowtrooper commanders who just keep throwing turn meter left and right, and the enemy is just going turn, and next thing you know, it's like they all took like 5 turns each. Chewbacca is stacking up the offense the whole time, and he's just waiting for a chance to lay down the hurt. And with all the AoE damage going out in territory battles, y'all know what I'm talking about, both Smuggler Han and Smuggler Chewbacca are taking damage, which means that their synergy, Partner in Crime, is just stacking up, which means that you're going to be stacking up the critical damage, you're going to be stacking up the pretty much everything is just going to culminate in these massive crits and huge amounts of damage going out, both from Han and Chewbacca. And God forbid either of them goes down, because the other one is going to take a 1-2 punch and do some massive damage in the follow-up. Now for the bittersweet part. Since neither of these guys is wearing the Resistance or Rebel tags, that means that in territory battles, you're only going to really be able to use them on the light side only battles and combat missions that are restricted to just light side. Obviously, with the ones that are restricted to Rebels only, you're not going to be able to use either of these shiny new characters. On the bright side, since both of these guys do seem to appear to have a very decent sized health and protection pool, they aren't going to be quite so squishy, which means hopefully at a lower star count, 3 or 4 stars, they are going to be very, very effective in arenas, in your other areas of the game, Galactic War, and the credit heist and training droid smuggling events. So those of you who are looking for a really good duo to add to your smuggler inventory, these guys are going to help you out immensely, which if these guys are introduced via a marquee event, which I really hope that they are, so that we can all get a chance to at least see these guys in action and potentially add them to our rosters, even if it's just 3 stars, I'd really like for all players to have immediate access to these characters because, like I said, these guys are going to help you out a ton. Especially, I'm talking to all you new players out there. These guys are going to help you out a ton with your droid smuggling event and with your credit heists, because you're basically getting 2 free scoundrels. And if you only have maybe Stormtrooper Han and Boba Fett and, I don't know, maybe IG-88, these guys are going to round out your 5-man scoundrel squad extremely well. To sum these guys up, they are pretty much the latest and greatest 2-man synergy squad. Really calls back to when Wedge and Biggs got their first synergy rework and they became the dynamic duo of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I see these guys really bringing that same kind of synergy back to the game, which is really cool. That about does it for this video, guys. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Really helps me out. As always, like, favorite, subscribe. Check me out on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and join my Discord server to continue the conversation. And I will catch you guys later.